A court show there, didn't I? Go on, speak, Gary. Make sure I can hear you.
Hello.
He's in. Welcome back to Talking Turf. It's a hard one, this one, Gary, isn't it?
Cheers,
It's
mate.
hard for us, but even harder for the Toon fans.
I know. Poor
Premier League, Gary.
Villa 4, Forest 2.
Villa 4, Forest 2. Did you watch it?
No, I haven't. I didn't watch it, but you expected them. I mean, you expected them at home. They've been good all season, Villa, and they've had like Man United like creeping up towards them, haven't they? But they're just not letting up.
Nah, they're. I expected a tighter game than that, to be honest with you. I mean, it's good for us because we're going to Forest obviously on Wednesday. And they're not having much luck lately, as late. But Villa, you're right. Ollie Watkins and Douglas Luiz with a brace. Forest get back in it just before half time. 3-2 on 48 minutes. It looks like the comeback's on. And then Bailey finishes them off in the 61st minute. After the weekend's performances, Villa probably look the most likely. Well, they'll definitely get Europe, I think. I don't know. I mean, I think Villa, they'll win their home games, and away from home, they can perform, can't they? You know, like, and if they keep the form up, they're not. You know, there's not many teams will be able to beat them. I don't think.
No, I mean, like, we just scraped past them, but I mean, did we really deserve to beat them there? I mean, top four's looking like a big ask now. I mean, they're 8 points ahead of us.
Mm-hmm.
It's whether it's going to be top 5, isn't it?
Well, Liverpool winning that. I've seen that the fifth or sixth place definitely gets allocated to England for
Champions League.
I don't know about the Champions League, but Europe definitely. Somebody in the comments might be able to help with that. I just read something online, but I know you can't always believe what you read online, like, but Liverpool as well, man. You know, like, we'll touch on that Carabao Cup quickly. Apparently, though, they're saying that young'uns won it, but the average age, Chelsea started the game and ended the game with players younger than theirs.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, they're not on £1 billion, are they? Like Liverpool.
Yeah, Liverpool's kids were kids that have come through the academy, that they have nurtured, that they have like brought to play their style of football, and you can see that. I mean, all them young ones, even the ones that come off the bench, I thought they were class.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, had a couple of good chances with that dance that came on. He had a header that just got saved. That Bradley, the fullback. I mean, I don't think they've missed Trent at fullback either. Yeah. He's just slipped in there and he's been mint.
Normally that's all you would hear, but like you say, you've never really heard out about it. So Liverpool win the first trophy of the year. That was us last year. A little bit envious, but I think Newcastle and Man United, really, they've got to go on for the FA Cup now. That's, you know, like, forget the league. I was saying to somebody the other day, I think, like, finishing outside of Europe for us would probably be a good thing. You know, like, it's, in all honesty, mate, it's a distraction, and we haven't got the team, or if anybody gets injured, we haven't got the backup to come in and, you know, like, compete in the league still. So I think with Sir Jim coming in, we could do without being in Europe next year. Let we rebuild, have a good run at the league and the cups, and then go, you know, like, get the Champions League the year after. That's my opinion.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree. I'm moving on to Brighton Everton.
Just quickly, hello, James. James Brown says, evening, boyos. As does Billy Noble. Hello, Billy. So does your Amanda.
Hello, Amanda.
You all right, Amanda? You Baylor? Is it not down to who wins the FA Cup, lads? I thought it was, Jimmy. But I don't know. I'll have a look on my phone in a minute when we get into a bit conversation. Yeah, Billy Noble, 2 Geordie lads in there, young'uns. 100% agree with you both. Referring to FA Cup, says Amanda. Aye, mates. So the next game was Brighton 1, Everton 1. Brighton obviously getting a man sent off. Everton took the lead through Branthwaite. Gilmore gets sent off, and Dunk scores in the 90 plus 5 minute injury time. So lucky, really.
Aye. I don't know. Brighton's like been hit and miss this season, haven't they? I thought because last season, I know they've had they have had a lot of injuries and they've had to use like their squad, but I don't know. Like I expected more from Brighton this season. Like
I did. They got off a great start, didn't they? Really. Aye.
Did you see something about Everton? Have they had that 10 points reduced to 6?
10 points reduced to 6. Aye.
I seen someone come up this afternoon there. So now that puts them 5 points clear of the relegation zone.
But obviously they've got another one to come, haven't they?
Have they?
Well, aye, them in Forest. They're in an investigation as we speak. Whatever comes, that comes of it. But it's a win. It's a win for Everton. That it's an extra 4 points, isn't it?
Definitely, aye. That will look like the could do way as well, like, doesn't it?
I'm just reading here, Chelsea and Liverpool meeting the first cup final of the English domestic season on Sunday. The winner guaranteed a place in Europe.
Right.
So, I mean, if somebody else is a little bit more ginned up on it, I'd like to know.
I've seen a few things floating around about top 5 teams could be going in the Champions League, but I wasn't sure like on how like that happens. And because the Champions League next year is that the new format. It's actually like a league.
I don't know if it's next year or the year after where they play like 8 games.
I think so. You'll have 8 homes and 8 aways.
Mental that like. I don't know how that'll work. How are people going to afford that?
They're not bothered about people, are
they? Hey, mate, we've put people in the stadium, you're knackered, aren't you? I mean, people will find a way by hook or by crook, and it gives us, to qualify, more chance of getting in away, but it's absolutely mental. It's absolutely crazy. Why try and fix something that's not broken?
And
in my opinion, absolutely bonkers.
There's no format, is there?
No. Yeah, your man are not too bad, lol. Was not well when you fell out, lol. Kai says, sure, it's both competitions equal a European place.
Right.
So, however that works, because obviously the league will have to stay as it is, won't it? If you qualify in their positions, then you'll get a European place. Whether a team's in that position who's already qualified through a cup, does it drop doing one more? I don't know. I haven't got a clue. Anthony Street, go on, lads. Hello, Streety. All right, mate. Mark Jury, hello. We are the Busby boys. Hello. Billy, not sure how you can get charged twice for FFP before City on their 115 charges. It's called good lawyers, mate. You get into Europa League if you win the Carabao, don't you? I think you might be right, mate. TV money rules. Next year, saying Streety. I think it maybe drops down a spot, says Mark Jury. Is Tom Daly signing for Man United? He'll not be any worse than Marcus Rashford, that's for sure, Gallon. Unbelievable. We'll come to that, mate. Honestly. I just want to have a massive rant about him. Palace 3, Burnley 0.
Just get it off your chest.
Aye, mate. It's really, really, it's hurt us. It's hurt us.
Crystal Palace 3, Burnley 0.
Aye.
Good result. They needed that, didn't they? You called it. You said we were going to sack Roy, wasn't it? That happened. I know they said like that he took bad in training or something. But I didn't have to kind of just butter over the sacking of him. To be honest, I think I felt like it was coming. Who's took over from him? Is it like a interim or? Do you know?
From
Woy?
From Woy. Woy. And that should be here.
Oh, Glasner? I did see that actually,
Glasner.
Good win, anyway. First win.
Aye. Well, Melvin predicted it in that last man standing.
Did
I
he?
think I was only naming one other. Might have been Perry Coulson, actually. Went for Crystal Palace. Good call. New manager syndrome, like at home to Burnley, who are struggling to get a man sent off in the 35th minute. So, the backs are against the wall. Second half, Palace come out. Richards, Ayew, and Mateta score. Burnley did have a goal disallowed in the 87th minute, but too little too late. And Palace come away with the 3 points. Much needed, like you say. Should we skip by the next one, or should we go into it, or what?
Man United 1, Fulham 2.
Fulham 2, yes. An absolutely atrocious first half. I've never seen anything like it in my life. In fact, I have, but it was out at the football field watching amateurs on. That's the only way to explain it, to be honest with you. It was absolutely piss poor. And then the second half, he makes a couple of changes. He brings Ericsson on, the resurrection, the man who's died and come back to life, playing in centre midfield for Manchester United Football Club. Scott McTominay, who I cannot slate because, he tries. He tries. Bassey takes the lead for Fulham. And they hold that lead for almost 20, 25 minutes. And Harry Maguire, out of nowhere, scores an equaliser. And I think it's game on. We've won this. It's nailed on to win. And Adama Traore breaks. I mean, if I'm Harry Maguire there, I'm taking him clean on the halfway line. Because it's a dangerous situation. You're not the last man. He hasn't got a goal scoring opportunity. Yeah. Oh no, he couldn't because he was on a yellow. So he would have been sent off. But he's probably made the right decision, to be fair. It's better off losing the game as losing Harry when we haven't got Martinez and we haven't got a left back, so Lindelof's playing there. So probably wise. Bring Anthony on the 90 plus 9 minutes, mate. His in-game management is something that needs to be questioned. But first off, like Marcus Rashford, right? And I know that I keep going on about it, right? But this man is making £300,000 per week, right? As is Casemiro, as is Martial for sitting on a bench, and Varane. Bruno will not be far off. Sancho, he's playing in a different country. Like, these are all making what would take, like, some me and you, like, 10 years to make, right? They're making it in a week. 1 week, right? And you seen the video last week of him running around. And I kind of person watch me, like what the cameras did and see the cameras stay with the ball. And, like, he's just so lazy. Like, he wants the ball at his foot. He gets the ball at his foot and he has one of these darting runs, and 9 times out of 10, he loses the ball. He's walking around the pitch like he doesn't care. How can they get away with it? How can these footballers keep getting away with it, right? Like, for instance, I stayed out this weekend. I didn't have to stay out, but I did. Like Newcastle and Arsenal, Newcastle fans, they had to stay out unless they were driving back. So it's the cost of the ticket. It's the cost to get down there. The cost while you're there. What you're putting your body through. No, I'm not like people like finger on it for like going off on one. But what you're putting your body through, you're leaving your family at home to go and support your team. You're giving everything you've got to go and support your team, right? And you're on peanuts wages compared to these. You get there and they're strolling around the pitch. It should be illegal. It should be illegal. Honestly, how do they keep getting away with it? Why are you allowing them to get away with it constantly? It's wrong, man. It's totally wrong. If he's in any other job, he's getting sacked. And he's not the only one. He isn't the only one. And you know what? Liverpool beating Chelsea in that final. Like Gary Neville said, the £1 billion blue bottlers. Like, the players that played against them were probably on between 10 and 20 grand a week. And you got these that are on £500,000 a week, right? And they've made them look mediocre. They beat them. Does that not tell you that, like, these overpaid arseholes are spoiling the game and it needs to stop?
But on that though, so why does Ten Hag keep picking them? Why is he picking them constantly and putting them out on the field? Would people not have a lot more respect for him if he dropped them, put them in the reserves, and played the kids? I think he would.
100 million%.
I think people in the stands wouldn't have a bad word to say about it. They would say, you know what, he's doing the right thing.
Aye.
How long have I been on Bruno Fernandes?
Aye.
How long have I slated him?
He's not, honestly, mate, you know, like the general chit chat amongst the crowd, you know, like all the crowd is how poor he is and how he needs to be dropped. If everybody's thinking that, how can a man that's earning so much money to manage a team, that means looking at other teams, seeing who's performing, seeing who isn't performing, picking them on performances and on training. How can he keep picking them? It's exactly right. And you're looking at the league, right? Well, losing against Fulham at home, like you need to be realistic and go, look, you know, we're probably not going to get Champions League. We're 8 points behind Villa. Let us just bring somebody in. Let us bring one of the young'uns in who will come off sweating from head to toe.
Wait, Diallo? I mean, that young'un, he played in the cup. He had a good 45 minutes, and he's never started a game all season. What message does that tell the players that's on that bench if they're looking in the same way? He's walking around, he cannot be asked. Right? I'm sitting here, I'm grafting my balls up in training. Give us a go. Give us a go. I mean, surely
unbelievable, mate. Honestly, it is.
I mean, the game on about how good these young'uns are in the under 18s, in the under 21s, in the reserves. Bring them in.
Aye.
Bring them in. Liverpool are.
Aye.
In the cup final. Ten Hag wouldn't do that in the cup final.
Or like, you know, like you drop them, didn't you? You drop them. And
you met them sit.
Huh?
You met them sit and watch the young'uns play for 6 or 7 games off the belt and tell them whilst they're not starting, they're not on full pay because they're not living up to their contract.
Exactly. That's the main point. They've got a contract, right? They've got a contract. So surely if you're not fulfilling that contract, like you should be fined. Like I've said all along, right? That players should be, you know, like on the end of a game, you'll get a marking out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
You have independent regulators, whatever you call them, right? Who mark at the end of each game, right?
Your manager.
If you get an 8, you get 80% of your wage. If you get a 4, you get 40% of your wage. You would just see a totally different game, would you not?
You would,
because it would all be you to like trying their best, wanting 100% of their wage.
Like Jamie O'Hara, I watched a bit on him. I mean, he's not a Man U fan, I know. You know what I mean? He's Spurs, and he's saying he's gone. What has happened to Marcus Rashford? He's got zero desire. He looks like he cannot be asked to play for Man United.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, Man United, like one of the biggest clubs in the world. It's no wonder that they're sitting where they are in the league and they haven't won trophies for 10 years with these fucking prima donnas. You know what I mean?
Aye.
It's no wonder.
But they're all the same. Every single one of them are, they're just... Harry Maguire gives everything, mate. You know, like, he might have had a bit of a bad form, but he gives 100%. Scott McTominay gives 100%. You didn't mind if they give 100%.
No.
You know, like, and they can have mistakes here and there. But...
I mean,
this walking around and, you know, Bruno Fernandes, did you see it, man? The thing I shared on Twitter, on X. He passes, he takes a shot, and the kid doesn't even catch him, and he goes through him because the ref's there. It's on the edge of the box. He wants a free kick on the edge, and the ball must come back around on the right hand. And he gets up, yes, and he's running towards it. That's blatant cheating, man. It's blatant cheating. You shouldn't be allowed to get away with it. It's spoiling the game. He should now, you've got VAR, he should now be pulled in by the FA and say that's blatant cheating, and you're suspended for 2 games, and it would stop it. It would stop all this rolling the boot. It honestly, mate,
Shite.
it's proper pissing me off. They really are. I'll quickly flick through these, mate. Mark says that the players have more power than the club, sadly. 100 million%, mate. He's also said that Rashford looks so interested. Matt Fink being on £250,000 a week. Honestly. Gallen, 10, yeah, I've seen your two British jobs. The whole Premier League is ruined, says Chris Harper. Yeah, all right, Chris. Many reasons for this, but the money players are paid is disgusting. No wonder they don't work hard. Prima donnas, a lot of them, Melly lad. He's right. Everybody can see it. And I mean, it's us that's paying their wages, you know. All you want is just a little bit of commitment, a little bit of trying, haven't you?
That's it. It's meant to be top end sport. Half of them didn't even break a sweat.
Aye.
It's meant to be the best of the best. It's no wonder they can't play City and teams like Liverpool and they can't get near the fucking ball and they're sitting around half because they can't be asked to chase them.
Aye.
That's what it is.
It is. You know, we can call City as much as you want, but every single player on their team is dedicated.
Didn't stop.
Honour.
Aye.
They want to win. They want to play football. They love playing football, man. They love it. Sack a lot of them, honestly. You know, I would sack a lot of them.
Aye. They've got the best job on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
They cannot be asked to do it.
Aye.
Unbelievable.
No, I'm not going
Great.
Billy's saying, is he not trying to prove a point? Well, Billy, you're just like, that's saying like player power. You shouldn't be trying to prove a point, man. You're getting paid £300,000 a week to perform in an elite sport. You should be performing, proving a point or not. If you're trying to prove a point, get yourself away to the door and sign on. Don't you? Can't prove, get to the ballpoint pen and sign on. That's the only point you should be proving. If you're willing to take £300,000 a week off a club, then you should be playing. Nay proving points, nay running to the media, nay fucking licking Sancho's arse.
Driving around these Rolls Royce.
Right, play football. Stop feeding kids. Play football first, then feed kids when you get older. Unbelievable.
Right.
Players' agents are inflating their ego and worth. Yes, they are, mate. A kid from the academy will show more heart. Yes. He would be sparking the whole squad out in the dressing room. He was there. And I seen another one the day, mate. He was saying, like, Keno felt like he had a point to prove every single training session. He had to prove his worth. And that's the attitude that you need.
Mm-hmm.
That you need to prove that you're good enough to be there. Knowing the 8 players' egos, they'll probably protest it. I wish they would just all gone on the strike. Let them go. Stop these top teams giving massive 8-year contracts. It's ruining the game. Chelsea players ain't bothered about winning, just the wages. 100% Morley. Hope you're all right, mate. Terry Hagleton, Rashford jumps who tackles like a tip man. Near heart at all. Gallen, you've lost one game and had a day off. Now you're slagging the players off who's been winning games since Christmas. Fergie is right. Your fans are shite. Gallen, if you're honest with yourself, we've scraped through games. We lost the Forest not long ago when you were FaceTiming us. Like, we have been lucky, Gary, haven't we?
Very, very.
Very lucky.
Scraped through games. I mean, I read something today, and it said, like, the Scott McTominay last-minute goals and stuff, that he's probably saved one about 6 or 7 games. It's unbelievable. I think we've probably played maybe one good game all season. If we're lucky, it's absolutely shite. Absolutely shite.
It is in Gallen. You know, he's a hypocrite. Him. He was. He was on about bloody. How the other day getting it all wrong and that shouldn't be playing the kids. Of course he should. Because he should. You've got a massive club, and you're putting players on the pitch who are injured. What kind of manager does that? They're not going to get in the Champions League. So play the kids.
Definitely.
Give Gordon a rest, he's injured. Give Dan Bourne a rest, he's injured. But your gaffer is like, he's a Poundland Alex Ferguson. That's what he is, mate. Let's just be honest. Billy
And we went and sent that regular on back. Nan, that Luke Shaw was like and he was. They were playing him unfit to sit in the game when he started. Says he'll go up. You had one at half time against Luton, and then you're starting him the next game. And you think you're forcing this guy back. You know what's going to happen. You can see it coming a mile away, and you've let Reguilon down back to Spurs to go and out on loan to Brentford when you had him there. We haven't got a striker. It's unbelievable. Who's managing that club? Like, it's unbelievable though. We should have, if out, we should have still had Wood there. I would have rather had him there on loan than out.
Aye.
At least he tries.
You know what it is, Gary? We've got Rasmus Højlund there, and he hasn't been firing all cylinders until the past 6 games. But I tell you what it is. What a miss. What a miss. You know, like,
you shouldn't be relying on him though, should we?
Nah, just holding the ball up, like, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Get on, Melly, lad. Aye, I'm giving them it. Evening, lads. Evening, Ferry. Beth Dixon, Melly Barnes, are you okay, hon? No, I'm not, Beth. No, I'm not. Ray Dunn, it's a business for the boys. You see opposite players cuddling each other at the end of a game. Roy Keane hates it. They come to this country to get rich and stroll around. The day, Ray, and you're right, cuddling. You're not on Sunday. You've got a Manchester. You got the Manchester. You got the Manchester derby.
He's lost it.
At the end of the game, you'll see all the ones who are like the same from the same country having a bit of chat and all that. Piss off, man. Wait till you get out of the stadium and then you see each other in the changing rooms where there's no cameras. I totally agree with you, Ray. Honestly, mate. Football is absolutely ruined. And I mean, hey, you know what? I still like watching the Scottish League, you know, like, because they're on normal wages and there's proper football up there. Good tackles, you know, like, there's proper games of football. Ours, it's a bunch of actors, isn't it?
Did you see that? Did you see that thing? I think it was on the overlap in Gary Neville, and he was saying, like, before games, he would tell Roy Keane that players had been saying they were going to break his legs and stuff.
Aye.
To get him warmed up before the game.
He did
that.
Aye. Can you remember the Vieira and Neville in the?
He hadn't even said nothing. And Keane's going to wait to get up there.
That's what you want, and mate, that wasn't that long ago, was it?
No.
You know what I mean? And that's what we're coming to in a decade. Imagine what it's going to be like in another decade. We're going to have a load of Sam Smiths running the pitch, man. Chasing each other with their handbags, I'm telling you. It is, it's coming. On a positive recruitment.
Touch football. Touch.
Oh, he touched us. Oh, free kick. Unbelievable, mate. Absolutely unbelievable.
Should we go on to the next game?
Yeah, let's flick through these. On a positive note, I think the recruitment will be way more focused going forward for United. I think you're right, Chris. I think Sir Jim in the beginning, not a lot of people wanted him, but now he's saying the right stuff. Whether or not he does it is another thing. We'll give him a summer and see how he comes on. Michael Anderson, Midge. The thing is, these lads are living their dream playing football that they loved as a kid, and now know for a fact they will be multi-millionaires and then being knobs. Look at the rugby players. They don't get half the wages and carry on with broken jaws. On that, it's absolutely unbelievable. It's like chalk and cheese. You seen them? I mean, even hockey. Even hockey. You know, like, if somebody does a pass, they start giving each other, like, and the refs watching, and they're laying in each other. Ice hockey. And then you're watching these footballers, you know, elite sportsmen, Gary, like you say, train 8 hours a day, you know, like 5 days a week. You guys on the street now. I mean, you're fit. You go to the gym and that, and you can feel your physicality. Imagine playing football, Gary, and somebody like just nudges you, and you roll a run, and you're like rolling and rolling and rolling, and you're an elite sportsman. Surely, as a person, when you're that physiqued up and you're strong and you're fit, do you not feel stupid?
You would, wouldn't it? Well,
you would. You would feel daft. And in fact, I would be like, I'd come home.
Embarrassed?
My father would probably hit us. What the fuck are you doing? Run like that, you stupid. Wouldn't you? That's what you would get. I think they've become desensitized to the money too. Players like Rashford are being given agents since teenagers who constantly feed their brain with rot because it fills the agents' pockets too. It's all greed. Mark, he take a load of sense, to be fair, mate. All right, I'm appreciating your comments. Yeah, watch your blood pressure, for fuck's sake, says Gallen. What does Gallen know? Doesn't even know what a coffee machine's worth. Man, you the boyos, man. Yeah, lad. Player wage cap. Only way I can see a real difference being made, not at club level, but league enforced wage cap for all clubs. 100 million, 1,000%. It should be the first thing they do right now. Do it. And it'll just change the game completely. Ten Hag tried to do it, didn't he? That's why De Gea didn't get his contract. He wanted them to they wanted them to be on a basic salary. Anybody knew that signs a contract, and anybody knew that the sign there was a wage cap. He wouldn't sign it. Paul Fender, Harry Fender. Agents and contracts have ruined football. It's business now. The love of the game's gone. Get them on a set wage. They should get bonus money for what they do on the day. But unfortunately, if you get a 5-year contract and $300K a week, doesn't matter what you do, you still get paid. Total bullshit. It's a mint idea. Absolutely mint idea. Set wage. If you're a defender and you make 10 tackles, you'll get so much. If you're a defender and you create, you'll get so much. Striker, score, you'll get your bonus. Keep a clean sheet. Keep it doing. Save so many, you'll get your bonus. Different game again, completely. Isn't it?
Of course it is.
But like he says, they're like this. No, yeah. We'll give you $300,000 a week, man. Yeah. Well, can I just walk around? Why? Yeah, man. Yeah. Honestly. Take it. It's their money, man. These idiots come to watch you. Yeah. Oh, it didn't deem out much last game. Yeah.
Some more.
Aye.
We'll stick a picture outside the stadium now.
50 grand because you scored. Unbelievable. Fairy, I've never cocked on a deal, though. I agree with Fred that it really should work that way, says Leanne. 100%. Can you imagine these lads coming out and seeing Vinnie Jones headbutting the wall in the tunnel? They'll be fun, man, wouldn't they? They'll be running back. Right. Ma'am, don't like it here. What's the matter? Wouldn't they? Vinnie Jones and the balls and all that. Get some of that in here. They would. Crying their eyes out. Fucking livid. I was watching game highlights from the early 2000s. My God, the difference in how the game flowed. The tackles were rough, though. Kino is old school. We're losing that mentality nowadays. Hockey is 50% boxing. Gaza be rolling when he hits the over 40s. Ha ha. That not belong, Gary, is it?
Nah, not long, no.
But you can't wait to stand on the sidelines because your face doesn't fit. As Kino said, that's his job. Big Jim McLean at Dundee United in the 80s was a master at performance-related contracts. Chris, I cannot comment. He won the league with United in 83. Only one winner in football, mate, the Taxman. Well, I don't think so. Like, there's about 150 footballers there who'll disagree with you. Isn't that? Oh. Anyway, you wouldn't mind paying tax, would you, if you're getting 300 grand? You'd say, well, yeah, take 90. Wouldn't you?
Half of them just didn't pay it, did they?
You'd buy a mansion every week. No, they'll give it to charity. They form their own charity and then look like heroes.
Like the loophole.
Aye. Bournemouth 0, Man City 1, mate.
Aye. Apparently they made hard work of it. I think Bournemouth's not a bad side. They've got a good result against Newcastle. Obviously they beat us at home. They're not a bad side, Bournemouth. They'll give teams a game. Looking at the stats, they look like they've been in the game. 1-0 is no shame to any team against Man City, I don't think. I don't know.
Not bad. Bill Foden.
Not bad, is it?
Nah, and to be fair, mate, I know it sounds mental coming from a Man U fan. William and City as rivals, they were really not yet.
No, because they're a fabricated team and we like watching football. So if they're playing, I'll put them on because you tend to get a decent game out of them and you'll see some good football. And we're football fans. We're not just Man U fans. No. That's the difference. We'll get into the game and expect to get beat off them. We're not stupid. You know what I mean?
Realistic. But you'd much rather them win the league than Liverpool or Arsenal, and that for me.
Exactly, because you can kind of everybody can live with it.
Aye. So the last game of Saturday, mate. And for one night only, 4-1, Arsenal 4, Newcastle 1. Mate, it looked like the Premier League playing the Northern Lions.
It could have been anything.
Really
Arsenal flew the box, didn't they?
Mate,
and they could have had a few in the first half, like. But
I mean,
I seen Shearer on Twitter.
The what?
I seen Shearer on Twitter, and he was like, well, "Can we just please put a tackle in or something?" So even he's losing it a little bit with him, isn't he? But Arsenal, like, that's what happens when you give a manager time. You let him spend his money, but you know what I was saying to you. So if you look at like what Arteta's done there, you remember they spent that 70-odd million on that Pepe, and he realised within about, I don't know, half a dozen games that he was shite. They've invested all that money. They just didn't play him. Like, freeze him with the squad. Right, we've made a mistake. We bought a player who I thought was going to be mint. He's not. He's shit.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to get rid of him. We're going to cut the losses. Done the same with Ramsdale. Bought him. New keeper to come in. Actually, I didn't quite like him. I'm going to drop him. We're playing an idiot, and that's that I could tell after 2 games was shit. But they're constantly playing because they're scared to realise and accept that they've fucked up.
I'll tell you the one massive difference Arsenal for this season is getting rid of Xhaka and bringing in Declan Rice. He's just brought calm to the whole squad. He's allowing them all to play football. Fullbacks, wingers, attacking, the forwards. Rice is literally dictating the whole game. He's been absolutely a bargain buy at that price, in my opinion, mate.
No, good player.
I mean, I'm looking at the stats here. 18 goal attempts for Arsenal. Only 3 for Newcastle, with 2 on goal, 1 off shot, 1 off goal. Arsenal had 8 shots on goal with 10 shots off goal. They just absolutely bat them. Arsenal had 9 corner kicks. Newcastle didn't have 1. Like, they absolutely terrorized them. 78 dangerous attacks, 118 attacks. Newcastle had a good period from about 65 minutes to about 80. They started like turning up. But it was, I mean, there's a couple of comments here, like Gallon and...
What do you think's like sort of happened with Newcastle? Obviously,
do you think taking his favourites every week, injured or not? You can predict Newcastle's lineup. Like now, I can tell you how they're going to line up against Wolves. I can tell you right now. Little Melly from Elton, the Premier League managers that are getting paid fortunes, they've already got that game plan in place, so they know exactly what they're going to do.
Do you think teams have like worked out how to play against that press that Newcastle? Because I mean, don't get us wrong, it was effective. They were good to watch. But is managers working out how to like combat it, or do you think that's what it is?
Well,
because they're conceding a lot more as well, aren't they?
It's the same as out, isn't it? It's like if a new striker comes in, he'll score goals in the Premier League that season, but then the season after, once the defenders have getting to know how he plays, he'll not score as many. And that's proven with Haaland this year. He hasn't scored anywhere near as many as what he did last year. He's still granted a goal scorer. Take his penalties off him. And I'll have a look in a minute, actually. But since Newcastle beat Sunderland at the turn of the year, well, they got beat off Liverpool, obviously, on the first. They've they beat Sunderland in the FA Cup, and they've won 3 games. They beat Fulham away from home, granted, good win. Aston Villa was a fantastic win. And then, of course, at Forest, a hard-fought win. But apart from that, they got beat off City 3-2. They drew 4s each at home with Luton. Then 2s each with Bournemouth. And then, obviously, they're getting beat off Arsenal 4-1. And then they've got a tough game at the weekend. They've got Wolves coming up who can play football. And that'll suit Wolves if Newcastle play the way they normally play, because Wolves are a great counter-attacking team. But the thing is, they can score as well. When they counter, they can score because Newcastle are weak at the back and they'll be targeted. They're making mistakes. It was Trippier 6 weeks ago. Then it was Dan Burn. New Shaw's coming into it, making mistakes. So, they're there. They're vulnerable. And, they've got to play Harvey Barnes, I think. Harvey Barnes he's the best midfielder they've got there at the minute. I mean, Bruno, obviously, they've got Bruno, but Harvey Barnes is a proper creator. Every time he's got the ball, you think he's going to do something. Whether it's a shot, a cross, an assist, whatever. I like Harvey Barnes. He needs to start. But I think they need to bring a few young'uns in and get a few young'uns.
Are you saying that just because he's the Barnes?
No, not. He's actually. Do you watch them on?
I know he is. He's a decent player. I like them at Leicester.
He's a baller. Both Gallen and Billy was saying Arsenal can press and we'll go and our will to go 1-on-1 in all positions, men v boys. Gallen said something similar. Arsenal were class. We couldn't get near them. It was men against boys. One player do we really want to sign for United in the summer? Good question, that, Mark.
Need more than one.
if you could have one, who would it be?
One player.
Aye. Well, just one. Like, I know we need a few, but just one player. Who would it be?
I think we need someone like Douglas Luiz or someone. I'm trying to be realistic. Either someone like him or I would take that Gibbs White also from Forest. Someone that's like achievable. I'm not like, obviously I would say Bellingham, but that's not realistic. Know what I mean? Like, for where we are, realistic signings. I mean, you're gonna even struggle to get Douglas Luiz because if they're finishing the Champions League. But that's the type of player we're going for. Someone like him or Morgan Gibbs White from Forest. You
see, for me, I would love to get Frankie De Jong.
I would, but I just cannot see it.
I think that Casemiro needs to go. He's past it. He offers very little new.
They've said like they turned good money doing for him in the summer. That apparently 70 million from Saudi. Apparently they turned doing big bids for Bruno. They've turned doing good money for Varane. Like, why?
Get rid. Varane, Peter, my father-in-law summed him up brilliantly. His legs is like that. They're like matchsticks, and I've always wondered watching him. He runs funny, doesn't he? Doesn't he run like he's got two?
I don't mind him. I don't mind him.
Like, fucking hell. And it's his legs. He's got any legs. If you look. I tell you what, I had to search his name up here, which doesn't really bolster me point what I'm about to make, but have you watched that? Gnonto for Leeds.
Aye.
He is what a winger's all about, in my opinion. Like
Rapido. He's Rapido.
Score as well, mate.
Aye.
So a big club will get him like this summer.
What about that Dan James? He looks all right, doesn't he?
Oh, he pisses all over our wingers. Do you know?
Never got a chance.
Why they sell Dan James?
Do
you know why they sell Dan James?
Why?
Because it was him. They had to sell somebody to get, I'm sure it was Ronaldo. And one person had to go, and it was Dan James. And now he wasn't the best, mate. But he's a lot better than what we've got there.
He is, right?
You know what it is? He'd run with the ball. He'd run up and do that wing all day long. He was dedicated to the cause. Big mistake, in my opinion. Big, huge mistake. Let me move on. We'll go on to Sunday. But, I'll not bother running the ads. I'll just leave it. How then, Gary? What do you call a sad frog? Unhappy. What's green and loud? A frog horn. He's mentally like, isn't he? He is. Funny enough, it looks as though Xhaka's going to win the league this season. I just think that he was too heated. You know, like, for the team. One of you was like, he was the man. You know, like Harry Kane at Spurs. He's left. And, like, the forward started scoring. Xhaka left, and he took all that kind of, like, black cloud with him. Although he's a great player, fantastic, and they did really well. I just think replacing them with Declan Rice was an absolute masterclass. Absolute masterclass. And it's proven, like, Arsenal are there. And I didn't think they would be. I thought they would have a bad season. I thought they got lucky last season. But Gallen, Rice.
I think they're just a good striker away, aren't they? They're a good striker away from being. I mean, if you put like someone like I don't know, like Haaland, Nunes, or
aye,
like I think like
was doing it, wasn't he?
Eh?
Jesus, he was doing it.
Aye, but he's injured.
He hasn't this year.
He's been out of it, I think.
Lads, we are fetching Matt Ritchie on in games. He wouldn't get a game for Elton. It's right enough. You know, like, but I'm sure that brothers on there, him and Eddie. They look like each other, don't they? Haaland's conversion rate was one of, if not the highest in the league last season. This season, he can't seem to hit a barn door. Ross Barkley going to Man United. He has.
Tell you what, attack him.
He's been unbelievable, hasn't he?
Aye.
Honestly, most games that he plays in, he dictates the midfield.
Aye.
He's been an absolute breath of fresh air to Luton him, like. Availability is the best ability, and Casemiro is always suspended. I think Xavi Alonso has calmed him down a bit. Saka? Who's Saka? Not only has he been playing really well, I think he's played the last 113 games for Arsenal. That's an achievement in itself, that, isn't it? Massive. Massive. So we'll crack on to Sunday, and then we'll do the quick roundup of this weekend's games and what we think the score's going to be. So Wolves 1, Sheffield United 0, mate.
One of them games, isn't it? Another win for Wolves against Sheffield United. I think we've both said, you know, we didn't expect them to pick many points up this season. I mean, 13 points our season. Wolves expected to win. Like you said, you think they'll give Newcastle a hard game this weekend. Sitting in ninth in the table.
Wolves have lost 2 of the last 6. But away from home, mate, they beat Spurs, they beat Chelsea, and they beat West Brom.
They're actually above Newcastle in the league now.
They're a good team away from home. I think they're in for a hard game this weekend. There's a game on now. I didn't realise. 2-1 to West Ham. West Ham 2, Brentford 1. 19 minutes.
19 minutes. And a game.
Jesus, Jared Bowen with 2. I've just took him with my dream team.
Get off.
You couldn't write it. Jesus. And then Morpiers brought 1 back. So 3 goals in the first 13 minutes. Not a bad start. Listen, I tell you what, Gary, I will run the ads, right? Mark Jury says, I'm off, lads. Pleasure chatting. I'll run the ads. We'll come back. We'll flick through what we think the scores will be this weekend. And then that is it. See you in 2.
These carpets and beds, laying our reputation one recommendation at a time. You can find us at 63 Station Road in Ashington, Northumberland, just over the station bridge near the council offices. Email sales@melliesbedsandcarpets.co.uk or call 01670 632216. We're also on Facebook. The best quality around at the cheapest prices. JB Glazing and Joinery Limited from Ashington and Northumberland, with serving all the surrounding areas, covering all aspects of double glazing, warm roofs and joinery. Call Gary during working hours on 07825 160 777. Or you can find them on Trustpilot, where you'll find JB Glazing and Joinery with 5-star reviews. A1 Fire Stopping and Drilling Service, who specialise in installation and maintenance of passive fire protection, fire stopping and thermal insulation systems. You can email your query to martin.gallen@a1firestop.co.uk or call during work hours 07751 429 045. A1 Fire Stopping Services. Ashington Properties, whose company mission is to create high-quality homes for the local people of Northumberland, and whose values are transparency, trust, and loyalty. You can email them at ashingtonproperties@gmail.com or call during working hours to 07985 203 094. And finally, if you're wanting to look sharp, Musk Cuts down in Newbiggin, a top-class barber, you can call them on 07519 077787. Always look your best when you get cut off Muzz.
Aye, we're back. Can I just quickly say I'm going to add one on. Search up Nick Stanbury on Facebook for any carpet cleaning that you may need. Nick Stanbury.
Do you want to touch on the FA Cup games that's coming up?
Yes.
Tomorrow and Wednesday.
Yes, let's do it.
So we're starting with Blackburn against Newcastle.
Like I said before, Newcastle's got a gun for the FA Cup, haven't they? They've got no one else. They're like us. But I see a really tough game there, and I see Blackburn nicking it 2-1.
Do you?
Aye. Hard going to Gantry, mate. When the crowd
That will be. It certainly will be. I still think Newcastle have a bit too much for them. So I'm going to go Newcastle win on that one.
Newcastle win.
Yep. Chelsea at home to Leeds.
When? On Tuesday? Bournemouth.
Right, I'm just going through the games.
Oh.
Tuesday and Wednesday.
Right, go on then. What did you say?
So Chelsea at home to Leeds.
You expect Chelsea to win that, don't you?
Aye, you do, aye.
Sure, they could have a hangover, like.
Of the cup, aye.
They could have a hangover.
And they've got a big squad, Chelsea, though, so they've got enough to rotate, you would think, so I'd still fancy a Chelsea win, like.
Yeah, Gallen's saying Coventry 2, Maidstone 0. Coventry 3, Maidstone 0 in the FA Cup tonight.
Is it?
Aye. Dobie's gone for 3-1 Newcastle, and he's going for 2-1 Chelsea. I think I'll have to probably. I can see them. I can see Chelsea taking it out on them. I'm going to go on 3-0.
Aye, home win. I'll go on Chelsea win as well.
What are you going for? Score?
I'm going to say this. I think 3-0. I think
3-0.
Aye.
What's next?
Bournemouth at home to Leicester.
Bournemouth at home to Leicester.
Good opportunity for someone in it. Last 16.
Aye, good
to get on a bit of a cup run. We'll see the. What's that?
Is there replays or is it like decided on the night?
I'm not sure.
Is the next round of the FA Cup replays?
According to The Independent, the old tradition of drawn cup ties being replayed still applies to the third and fourth rounds.
But fifth round was scrapped.
During the
It is the fifth round, isn't it? Aye, this stage is decided on the night, so it's got to be decided on the night. Joby's got 2-0. Bournemouth.
Aye, good side. Bournemouth, I think they'll have too much for Leicester. Leicester who got beat.
Is Leicester not sitting top of the
Yeah, they got beat off Leeds 3-1 on a Friday night.
Did they?
Dan James scored, aye.
Leeds are obviously in second. Ipswich joint on second as well. Sunderland, quickly, that was a bad result, wasn't it? Got beat 2-1.
They're struggling at the minute, Sunderland, aren't they?
All right, it's ever since they got rid of Ian Beale. I think Bournemouth will just have too much for Leicester.
I do.
1-0 again. 1-0. What's next?
2-0. Coventry at home to Maidstone, but obviously that's on
4-0 Coventry. Next.
Forest at home to Man United. Tricky fixture.
Tricky, but I think we'll win it 3-1. Rashford hat-trick.
Yeah.
We're going on, Gary, lad.
We are.
I got off on some derby tickets before.
Did you?
300 quid each. I just laughed at them.
Aye.
Probably one of the worst aways I've been to.
I know.
Isn't it?
Aye.
It is. Like,
The worst 60 minutes are all.
oh, look at these Geordie boys on, man. Forest 2-1. Derby, Forest to win on pens. Callan
I think it'll be a close game. We got beat there the last time out, didn't we?
Aye, in the let one now. That was at Christmas, I remember. Him and Derby FaceTiming us afterwards, taking the piss.
I'm going to say 2-1.
Honestly, you know that the other week when they were playing them,
Aye.
them on speed dial, I thought, please, Lord, says Mary, whoever you are, let Forest beat them, please. And they nicked it. I was fucking livid. Next.
Liverpool at home to Southampton. Cannot say anything but Liverpool win, mate, to be honest. Like,
You know what, though? Liverpool's got a lot of players out, haven't they?
they have, but they've proved yesterday that
90 minutes there.
aye.
Where the Southampton sitting fourth in the championship. I'd love to see them beat them, honestly. 1-0. I'm going to go 1-0 Southampton.
Aye.
Aye.
Wolves at home to Brighton.
What are you going?
Liverpool 3-0.
3-0. Derby's gone for Liverpool 3-1. Gallen's gone for 2-1 Southampton. You were ever be after 70 minutes after the last derby? We weren't, but we're in the Asda car park opposite. Anyway,
Aye.
next one.
Wolves at home to Brighton.
Derby's gone 2-0. I'm gonna go for a home win and all. Maybe it's 1 out.
Aye, stick it. I'm going to go on a Brighton win.
Are you?
Aye, 2-1.
Oh, Gallen said exactly the same. Brighton 2-1. What's next?
Luton at home to Man City.
City win, haven't they? City
Aye,
win. I don't
but
think they get
It
around.
can be a tough game. Luton, no, it can be a tough game, but City are just... You just fancy them every game, don't you?
Aye. So hold on a minute. What? 2, 4, 6, 8?
That's
10,
16, isn't it?
So last 16.
Aye.
And the quarterfinals, if we get through here.
Uh-huh.
Both Gallen and Derby are going for 3-1.
It's hard to argue with that, isn't it?
Yeah, yes. You know, Liverpool played them the other week in the second half. They took off, didn't they?
I ripped them to bits.
And the manager come out and said that as well. Gary looked tired, mate. He had a hard day.
Nah.
I thought you just took somebody on. You should have been sitting like making the coffees.
I've just been playing football for an hour, man. I'm nearly 40 years old.
Hey, mate, listen, we're up to the hour mark. I've enjoyed it. I hope everybody else has. Good luck to the Toon tomorrow night. I would love to have a quarter-final at Old Trafford, Man United and the Toon. It would be amazing, that. It would be even better if we got back to Wembley again, and played them. Because although,
Good deal.
although we're Man U fans, it was mint, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, aye.
It was mint, like looking out the windows at Wembley, like when I went to the toilet after 75 minutes and seeing all the Toon fans leaving. It was class.
I've already booked my hotel.
Yeah.
Huh?
Get in. See you soon.
Good
Good luck, boys. Safe trip. Good luck.
the weekend.
Safe trip to you as well, because they're going to Blackburn, and him and Dobie's going down to Blackburn.
All right.
Aye, so I hope we both get through, to be fair, like.
No, it's fair, mate.
But Gary, mate, thanks very much once again. I've enjoyed it. And now you're starting to lose a little bit of heart. Let me know below if you want me to continue, because I think Gary's going to bail on me soon. And I start getting going. You better
I'm
not.
losing faith in me.
Yeah, it's it.